All right, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great morning. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Morning, buddy. Are you there? Or
All right, good morning. Yep, now I hear you. All right, can
just
I?
me that can't hear you?
Yep, can everyone hear us? Okay, just want to make sure before we continue. Check, check. You guys can't hear me?
I just sound like a crazy person talking to myself.
All right, guys, 1 second. Looks like it is just on our site, so I'm going
Well,
to refresh the chat room. But I see you guys on YouTube can hear me okay. All right, excellent. So I'm just gonna relog back into the chat. Make sure they can hear me there, and we'll get going. While that's happening and reloading up, I see the chat is, I mean, the gappers list is very light today. So that's gonna be interesting. All right, want to make sure the chat
all
room can
right.
hear me now.
Yep, I can hear you fine.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, let's rock and roll. Not a lot going on today. I didn't trade yesterday, so I'm not sure what the list was, but I was overhearing Norm and Brian trading live yesterday, and it was a tough day. Just based, I was doing stuff around the house, taking care of my daughter, and I just heard Brian and Norm just how choppy things were. No, so if you give us just a little heads up on what it was like yesterday, how they go, and just what was the type of market you had yesterday.
I was like 1 for 4 yesterday. I had one. My first trade worked out. It was a small winner, and then I had a few small losers. Just got stopped out on them. Everything looked like it was going to start to make a move, set up, and then kind of went the other way. I think I'm trying to remember. Baba had a good move that I know a couple of people caught, but other than that, I didn't see a whole lot. I didn't have a whole lot. I ended up walking away. But I kind of figured that the market was so strong. Pre-market, it was up, 1.5+%. So when we came to it, Brian and I were talking about pre-market. I reduced my size going into yesterday just because I knew everything was extended like before we even woke up. So
Yeah, I could see here. I'm looking at the SPY now. I had a nice little, again, big gap, and again, just very weird day yesterday. So hopefully you guys had a better trading day than most people did. Again, it was very choppy, so hopefully you're able to maintain good risk management, reducing your size, things that can help you avoid big losses when the market is just not in our favor. All right, guys, so let's get into it. Let's look at our gappers list. We have only two on here. TI. Let's get rid of the SPY here. Hold on a second. All right, so we have TIGR. It is up 53%. See what kind of stock this is. We got some orders in here. Yeah, guys, so I am today. Let me see how. Norm, how do you take out the orders from the
the right click, study config,
right click study config? All right.
and then price config, and then
Price.
uncheck those two at the bottom. Show trade, show orders.
Excellent.
You'll have to do it for both.
Oh, both? Okay.
Oh, do both of them. Yeah.
All right. So it looks like
There
some of
you
you guys
go.
in our trading account have already been taking some trades on this one here. So
You'll have to do
today,
the top chart as well.
oh yeah. So today what happened is I am locked out of my account. Same thing that happened to Norm Price due to the expiration of the password. So I'm using a demo account for today. All right, guys. So again, here it is, TIGR. I can see some of you guys already taking trades on this, but again, the pre-market action doesn't look too great on here, guys. It looks very flat at the moment. Not looking great. It is up. It is up quite a bit. I have 10% here. I'm not sure. Yeah, 10% at the moment. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart does look clean, though. I do like this daily chart. It is a higher flow. It's about 53 million shares float. And the daily chart has a really nice bottoming action here. So you had a nice level here you can play off. You have a nice little pop, and then you have some another level here as well. You can play it all. So the daily chart looks clean, but the action right now, though, it has 691,000 shares traded. It's been very choppy this morning, so we'll see what comes out of it. Again, we won't be too picky today. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like we're gonna have a lot to watch today, so it might be the same day like yesterday. We'll see. The next one we have is AMRN. This is up 8.3, 766,000 shares traded at the moment, so that's got a nice volume there. Same thing as the other one, though. Really not a great pre-market action right now. We do have some volume coming in at 8 o'clock, right? So 8 o'clock, you do have some more volume that has trickled in here. So hopefully that can get better and create a better action. So you can tell here when the value comes in from here on, you can see how clean this is looking, right? So it's starting to look a little bit cleaner. Hopefully it can continue this way. We have traded this one in the past, guys. It's been one that we traded before. Again, it is one that when the volume is there, it is in play. You can see on here you got a nice little pop and continuation. So hopefully we can get something out of that today. So again, not much in this gappers list, so we'll see what else we can get out of here. Let's look at NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gain, and see if we can get something out of this situation here. So FCEL at the moment, this is a penny stock, really 1.3 million shares, but it's really trading under $1. Let's just look at the daily since there's not much going on. Yeah, just again, you can see here it's a complete penny stock. Actually, that's a nice little daily chart for a penny stock, but again, not really tradable. AMRN we have, TRGR we have, RBZ. This one we looked at in the past before. Daily chart looks okay, a bit choppy the last couple of days within this area. Has a nice little drop here. Seems to have found some kind of bottom action here. Just want to go back in the daily, see if that plays out anywhere else. Nope, I don't see that. What's the float on this one? I know we traded this one in the past. RBZ.
Small.
Yeah, it's a very small flow here. ATR 26 cents. So it is a low flow, but we have traded because it has given us good moves. I remember Brian trading this in the past before. Today, pre-market action is okay. It's got some volume, up 15%. So we'll watch it. But again, this is for the low flow team. Very low flow here. So you got to be careful with your risk management, as you guys know. Pre-market action looks okay, not great at the moment. Next we have AEMD. Really not a great pre-market action, penny stock. We'll skip that. TLT is what's going on with TLT? It's got some volume, 327,000 shares traded. Daily chart is nasty on this one. This is a treasury, so yeah, this doesn't trade well.
Yeah.
AMD's got an interesting daily chart, but again, it's just probably going to trade with the market like it did yesterday. So right now it has some volume, pretty much opening up flat, not much going on. 319,000 shares traded at the moment. Since we don't have much to watch, we can watch AMD today. One of our buddies, see, we know it's going to get the volume, but it's going to get the volume in one way or the other. TVIS volatility index, as we know, guys, pretty flat right now. Not much going on. Tesla, let's see what Tesla is up to. So Tesla actually has starting to create a good pre-market action here. Has a good daily chart though. This daily chart on Tesla looks nice. You can clearly see here has a bounce, some sell-off, found some support, broke towards new highs in the last couple of days, came back down. Seems just to be riding this moving average once it came above this. So Tesla has a really nice daily chart. You got some moving averages curling up here towards the upside. And again, if the markets are not choppy, this could be a good trade if it can break out at 230-ish level, 231 level, test at 232 or the high of yesterday. So it all depends how it's going to trade. It is up 1.1%, and the daily actually on Tesla looks very nice. Look at the difference, a big difference compared to the beginning of June. Look how well it's been trading, right? A couple of days here with some nice candles. And then prior to that, just look how choppy it has been. Got some gaps in here. It's just not really a nice flow the way it has the last couple of days. Seems to be on the bigger time frame to creating a wedge. I know some of our traders use wedges as on their daily to predict breakouts. So it looks like it's kind of creating that, kind of trading into a point here. And hopefully you can get a nice breakout. So Tesla is interesting, guys, on the daily. I'm going to throw it on here. We'll see what we get out of that. Again, not great volume, not a great pre-market action, but the daily does look very interesting. RBZ, we looked at. CYAD, see what we got going on here. Not much, no volume. TRGR is the one we've been looking at since earlier today. What's the float on this one again? 53 million. So right now just kind of selling off. It's got some volume here, but just not a great pre-market activity within here. It's just pretty much flat. So let's see what it does here. Seems to be losing it now. We do have shares for short, so this could be interesting. BURG, BURG is a penny stock, no volume. WTER, nothing going on there. AMRN we have. VUZI, nothing happening there. HMSY, same situation. ACUL. ACUL is it's got no volume. Daily charts it looks like it's breaking out of some resistance here around 450-ish. Let's see what the flow is on this one. So daily looks interesting, but pre-market action is not big at all. 37 million shares flow, so it's not a low flow. And I think we have looked at this one in the past, but again, just the pre-market action right now. It's not nothing pretty about this at the moment. Like most of the stocks we have today. SNPL, also very horrible pre-market action, so we'll skip that. All right, guys, we need your help. What do you guys have on your end? What looks good? Let's look at Norm's top 4. We have.
I've got a couple. In addition to those, Facebook's got nothing going on right now.
Okay.
Apple's down a hair. Nvidia's essentially flat. Roku though, Roku's actually the one that looks interesting there. It should pop up on the scanner soon. It just doesn't quite have 100,000 shares traded. And then I've got Tesla. You already have up there. One word on Tesla before I forget to mention it. Sales numbers. Sales numbers for last month should come out at some point today, so it could get erratic whenever those are released. Okay. And then Coty, COTY. Doesn't have the volume yet, but it's down 4.1%, and it traded fairly well yesterday.
Wow, look at this drop yesterday. Nice. See, it's on short selling restriction already, but yeah, this will definitely could possibly get some continuation today. We got some good levels out of this one. Yeah, this will be nice to watch. The reason it's not, just like Norm mentioned, the reason it's not showing up in our gappers is because of the volume. But after a day like this yesterday, you know, significant volume here, so hopefully you can get some continuation today on this. All right, very good. Anything else you have, Norm, on your end?
That's it for the moment, but I'm still trying to grasp for some straws here, my man.
Gotcha, man. Roku looks good. I like Roku on the daily as well. It's just been losing it here, so we'll see what happens. It's at a level of some good support. Possibly can break down from here. You got a moving average also here around 85. So again, Roku to the short side looks very interesting. All right, guys. So that is what we have. Let's look at what you guys have on
Stuart, your. I've got Nordstrom. I've got Nordstrom, which is JWN. It's gapping down a little bit, but it's only traded 2,800 shares this morning, so it's not really anything yet, and it trades a little choppy anyway.
Yeah. Yep. I can see some of this choppiness here.
And then Bud is a foreign company, which makes it difficult to trade. But
what's the ticker on that one?
Bud, BUD.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, this is a very difficult one to trade today, or any day, because just how choppy it is with being a foreign company. You got several gaps on here. JWN, what I like about this one is, though, it is getting close to a level of good support here. So if it can lose that, you know, it can really get down to the next level, whatever that is. So we'll look at that in a second. So that's interesting. Next, what do we have? ADP. We already have Roku, so let's look at ADP here. ADP is down 4%. This looks good. A nice drop here. Again, not great volume at the moment, kind of like Roku. If it can get going, it'll be nice. Seems to be very choppy. Look at these candles. How weird does that look, right? All green candles here and all just all in the same range. Very weird trading here. You could tell that could be kind of choppy just based on that daily chart. Next, what do we have? Uber. Let's look at Uber. See what we got going on here. So Uber traded 78,000 shares. Not a lot of volume right now. Pre-market action doesn't look great. Daily chart looks decent. You had a very clean resistance here around 45. They finally broke out of that a couple of days ago. You can see that coming here. A nice little big day here, and then it just breaks out of it. Big sell-off yesterday. So now today, who knows what we can expect a bounce from this support that we have here. Previous day close. We have several moving average towards the bottom. So daily's nice. Daily has a lot of great support areas, but right now we're not getting any information in regards to the pre-market action. All right, Bud and JWN, we have GBX down 9.2. All right, let's see what we got here. So down 9.2. Volume is not quite there yet. Only 75,000 shares traded. Daily looks interesting. You can approach possible levels of support here and down here. So you got two areas of support that you can reach. Pre-market action, again, just not looking great. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that today. Not a lot of volume at the moment. So this is down on earnings, you said. Thank you, Mr. Chai. All right, so down on earnings. Yep, it's interesting. It's interesting. I like the daily. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, just ahead, GBX, it very well might trade well. It's typically a very low volume traded stock. Trades less than 550,000 shares a day on average.
Yeah.
It's a pretty small company, even though that's not a low float.
Yeah.
It's a fairly small company. It's only about $1 billion market cap. So
yeah, so you gotta be careful.
Just a heads up on that.
Yeah. So we'll see. Again, doesn't have much activity right now, but the daily chart looks interesting. You got several levels you can play off here, so that'll be interesting to watch. All right, so Cody, we have Nordstrom, we looked at Roku, MARN, and Tiger. Yep, so we have all of those. ADP, we have EROS. EROS, take a look at that. What kind of stock is this? EROS. It's got some volume coming up now, so it's been active. Looks like around 8 o'clock, started going. But it looks like a penny stock at the moment. It's been trading under $1. It's trying to reach 2 now. It's got 816,000 shares traded. The daily chart doesn't look great, guys. Pretty flat around here. What's the flow on this? It's not a low flow. It's a higher flow of 39. It's a small cap, but it's not a low flow. So we'll see. It looks interesting on the pre-market action, but the daily doesn't look great. Also, I just don't like the way the daily looks on here. It doesn't look clean at all. So not sure how this one trades, guys. It is a stock that's been under $1, and usually I try to be careful. Anything under $5 that's close to being a small cap, you got to be very careful with that type of stock. Not that we could be picky today, but I'm gonna try to avoid that one. All right, guys, so we have quite a bit. Let's get into some announcements, and then we're going to go through this list and pick out the best out of the pile. Again, it's one of those days where things are pretty slow. You can tell just by our gappers list. We don't have a lot going on here. BTI popping up to our gapper scanners, and BTI is a tough stock to trade because it is a foreign stock. You can see here you get all these gaps up due to that, so not easy to trade. It is up 2.8, but again, the volume, look at the volume, it's not really there. Look at the pre-market action on top of that. This is not a great pre-market action. You don't want to be trading this. All right, Norm, what do we have for announcements today?
Yeah, a few things going on this week. So tomorrow, my man Carlos, will be doing our Wednesday workshop series in the classroom at lunchtime, noon Eastern.
Yes.
And that will be about trading rules. So the regular chat room, what you're in right now, will be open as normal, but Carlos will be doing a workshop at the slow time, noon Eastern, on trading rules. Just a note also, tomorrow the market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern and is closed on Thursday. So obviously, chat room will be closed. Back open and normal Friday. I won't be here. You guys have a great time. I anticipate it'll probably be even slower than today. Then the next day, Saturday, July 6th, Vancouver meetup. Please check the Bear Bull Traders Facebook page and or forums for info on that. In celebration of both Canada Day and the 4th of July, in no particular order other than how they fall on the calendar, we are giving a 30% off discount to lifetime memberships. Promo code is Independence. If you put that in at checkout, so that makes lifetime $10.50 and without DAS, and lifetime with 3 months of a DAS simulator is $11.89. What else am I missing here? If you guys, as I've been mentioning in the last few days, we're trying to keep the main chat here kind of clutter-free. So if you have any questions, thoughts that are not directly trading related, such as platform questions, setup questions, scanner questions, please put them in the off-topic tab. You can tag somebody else, a moderator or another member in there, so they will see it, you guys, because I know sometimes it's hard to keep an eye out to look at both of those. And of course, I saved the best for last. Last but not least, July 26th, Brett Steenbarger will be in the chat room with us, world-renowned author and trading psychologist, to talk about trading psychology with us. Once again, that's Friday, July 26th. I think that's enough. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. Carlos, if you can think of anything else,
No,
please add.
that is basically it. The only thing I'll add is again, guys, make sure you go to the forum and you put in your questions, right? Put in questions you have for Dr. Brett Steenbarger. So then this way he can answer those when he does his presentation. So this way he can prepare and bring answers that are relevant to what we struggle with, right? So we want the presentation to be pointed to stuff that we wanna hear about. So very important you do that. All right, guys. So let's get into it, guys. Let's go through this list. I see RBZ. I see that running up. Thank you for pointing that out. Again, it's got a good pre-market action here. It's very active at the moment. It's holding this 450 here, trying to break out of this level that it has. High of the pre-market right now is 455. Actually, you know what? We'll do the levels for this one since we're already on here. So high of the pre-market 455. We have a nice level over here at 473. What else we have here? We got another one all the way up here around 491. So let's mark that down as well. Then towards the bottom, I like this area here. You got some consolidation happening back and forth. Again, it's a lot of choppiness there, but it's clearly having a tough time breaking this 427. So I'm going to mark that down. And then towards the bottom, let's see if we can find something clean. We have another level right in here around 416. You also got a moving average slightly above that. Then below 416, you really have the highs and lows and previous day close. But if it drops 416, you know, it might not be in play no more, right? It's got to hold here, this 427 in these levels. Hopefully it can hold here and head higher. So we'll see what comes out of that. Again, at the moment, just seems okay. Not really breaking out, but I don't know, something about this stock you got to be careful with. Again, it is a lower flow stock. I think it's a 1 million shares flow, so you want to be very, very careful on trading this one. TIGR. So let's look at this one right now. So it looks like it's selling down, really not holding here. Looks like it's heading right back down at the moment. We got a level all the way up here at 668. Let me change this here because this is bugging me out. All right, there we go. So we got a level here at 67 is the high of the pre-market at the moment. It seems to have lost that. Can hold it here towards the top just to have another level in case this thing comes back and decides to test the high of the pre-market. We have 694. We got 2 days testing it as support and resistance. Then above that, we got this nice moving average coming in around 750. So we'll mark that as well. Towards the bottom, guys, a nice support, very clean support right in here. Look at this 488 area. Again, it clearly becomes resistance, and then becomes support. Once this thing breaks through it, it becomes support. So 488 looks very nice. Between the price action now and this 488, you have plenty of levels. Highs from yesterday, from 2 trading days ago, the low from 2 trading days ago. You got a nice moving average coming in here as well. Another one hitting right where the low of the pre-market is. As well, so you got plenty of support towards the bottom here on this one. So we'll see what it does here. Again, pre-market action starting to get better from 8 o'clock. It's starting to get a lot nicer, starting to put a flow. It was very choppy earlier on this morning, so it's got some good volume. 832,000 shares traded. We'll see what this does today. Next we have AMRN. This one again just trading pretty choppy at the moment, not doing anything too exciting. It is up 8.2, 924,000 shares traded. I do like the daily chart because it kind of broke out of this level of resistance it had. Look at this, the high of yesterday. The high of yesterday is clear resistance across the board here. You can tell just going all around here. High was support at one time, then became resistance. Clear resistance here is not quite on it, but very close, and then clear resistance here. Now we're breaking out, gapping up, so that could be a good sign. And this is a funny gap up because it had a really red day yesterday, and today we're gapping up. So it's kind of interesting the way that's working out. But right now the pre-market actually is not looking great. So high of the pre-market 22.29 is high of the pre-market. Over here, right above the price action, we do have a level of 20, basically 21, and another one right in here at 21.50. So that's plenty towards the top, guys. You can see several areas of clear reversals once it hits those levels. So that those usually end up to be good levels of support and resistance. Towards the bottom, you have the low of yesterday. I'm sorry, the high of yesterday, which is very close to the low of the pre-market right now. So that's one area of support. And then towards the bottom, as we mentioned, you got plenty in here already. So we'll see what AMRN wants to do. Right now, it just seems very choppy. We'll have to wait for the volume to come in at the open and see if this thing can pick a direction to go north or south here. AMD at the moment really choppy. Again, just not much going on, not great volume. We're used to having, when AMD is in play, you really have a lot of volume. You know, by now you have easily 700,000 shares traded. We have a level here at 3160. Towards the top, you have the previous day close, high of the pre-market, also right at the previous day close at that 3120. Towards the bottom, you got the low from yesterday, and you also have some moving averages coming in here as well. So be on the lookout for that. If it loses this one here, which I don't think you're going to get that type of movement today, just the way the market seems to be opening up this morning, very slow. 2988 could be a great area if we could have a really nice drop here on AMD. Daily chart looks interesting. I don't think you're going to get that drop because it's kind of putting a double bottom here. It's kind of been bouncing back and breaking this resistance. I don't think we'll get that drop, but we'll be ready for it if it does happen. Tesla's got a, like, as we mentioned earlier, it's got an interesting daily chart. It's kind of doing a wedge here, and you have some clear resistance right around here, 232.50 or so. See when it broke out of this one, have found some more resistance and dropped back down. Tested it one more time yesterday and dropped down. And this is after a lot of the stocks were red yesterday. We're not clean. So we'll see what it does today. Up 1.2, 101,000 shares traded. So not quite a bit. We have high of the pre-market 230.50. Towards the bottom, plenty of levels. I'm not going to mark anymore because it's just already very congested here. Previous day close, highs and lows from yesterday. And you also have a moving average, nice moving average coming in here as well. You know what, we'll mark this moving average here. I like the way this one is set up. 223.47. So we'll mark that moving average, and then you have plenty that your chart's already marking down for you. All right, so pre-market action is so-so. It just needs a bit more volume. So let's see what it does at the open, what kind of action we're going to get out of this. Cody is down 3.4. Doesn't have the volume right now, but it had a great trading day yesterday. It traded very well. As Norm was mentioning, so we're gonna mark down the high of the pre-market sitting at 11.39, low of the pre-market sitting at 11.12. We'll mark that down. It's kind of stuck within this range right now. We'll see if it can break out of that. It needs the volume. That's the one thing that's missing at the moment. So again, had a great volume yesterday here. You can see it trading a lot more than what it usually does, and when it does get the volume, it is in play. So if volume could come in at the open, we can get something nice out of this. Towards the bottom, a very nice clean moving average. I believe this is a 200. Yep, 1050. Mark down the 200 moving average, and we have several levels we can break out of if the volume comes in, right? You have the highs and lows of the pre-market, and you also have other levels you can target, previous day close, and you also have this nice little drop right down here, the low of yesterday. All right, so this is a possible. Let's see if we find anything better with more volume. Roku also not looking great, no volume at the moment. The daily chart is interesting. It's kind of losing this area of support right now. Price action is right at some support. I'm going to mark this down because that 88, what is that, 89.28. 89.28 is actually it's a little more down. I want to get it right on a little closer. Yeah, so it's right where the price action is, guys. You can see a clear support in here right where the price action is. If it can lose that, then we have a nice clean moving average coming in at 86.50. Look how this 86.50 also, I mean, that this stuff is magic, like Andrew says, right? Look at this 86.50. Oh, that's way too big. Let's get it down where it needs to be. All right, so look right on here where again it becomes resistance one more time, and then eventually when it breaks out of it, it becomes support. All right, so you can clearly see how great that level is right there. It becomes resistance becomes support, and you got that moving average also right on there. So that's nice and clean. This is the range we were stuck in. I'm gonna mark this down because we were stuck in this range for a couple of days. You guys remember this one, 81.06. Again, just bouncing back and forth here, back and forth until we finally broke out. Same thing here, bouncing back and forth until we finally broke out. Now it looks like we're clearly heading the opposite direction. So these levels that we clearly had for resistance, support, can now be an area of support on the way down. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Again, Roku has had an incredible run. Even Brian swing traded this a couple of times, I believe. I think he has a core position on this as well. So again, Roku has been amazing to trade. Been watching this stock closely. It has gone from like $30 all the way up to 100. You know, we mentioned that this thing wanted to crack that. So Be on the lookout for that. Also, in mentioning swing trades, make sure you guys sign up for the swing trade alerts. They're completely free, don't require you to pay anything. Go to our website, click on swing trading, scroll to the bottom, and you can put in your email address and your name, and you can get these alerts that Brian is doing on these swing trades.
Roku really looks like it might be trying to break down from a longer term trend line on the daily, frankly.
Yeah, yep, I agree. I think it's had a nice run. It's trying to get back to a reality a bit here, so be on the lookout for that. JWN guys. So right now, I like the daily is kind of getting to these support areas here. This will be a possible because the volume is not there right now, but we can have this as a one that we can watch later on today. 3056, a very nice support area here. We also have one right where the low of the pre-market is at 31. I'm not going to mark that one down because I think this is going to be more important here, really. This 30.95. I think this level is going to be more important because you got several days bouncing off that level. When it breaks down from that level, it goes right down to the next one as it did on this day, and it rejects this level or finds support in this level, comes right back. So I think 30.95 will be a good one. 30.56 will be another great one. Right now, it's just stuck within these two areas, 30.95 and the low of yesterday. If it can break out of that, we have the previous day close on here around 31.50. So again, not a great pre-market action, guys. This will be a possible. I'm going to bring this down here. This will be something like if we get some type of volume where we see it in our scanners, we're set and ready with our levels to trade it. So we'll remove it from this here. But at the moment, same situation with this one. Again, just not really a lot of volume, not much going on right now in the daily. As we know, it's one that's very choppy. So we'll mark this level here at a 93.53. High of the pre-market will be at a 89.77, and then the low will be at around 89.24. So we'll have our levels ready in case we get something out of this. Again, some days you have good days, right? You have some days where it trades well. You can see these days here, are heading in one direction, but most of the time you don't, right? You do not have that. So look for this ones in our scanners, guys. I'm going to remove it from here. This will be another possible as well if we can get some volume and some directional movement, right? We need stocks to move in one direction for us to take advantage. All right, ADP is starting to get some action here. Still under 100, but it looks like it's trying to get above the $100,000 mark here. So it will pop up into our scanners in a second after it does that. It is down 4.6. Let's dig into this pre-market action. All right, we're starting to pick up here. We're starting to pick up. When we looked at it earlier, it was not looking great. Now it's starting to get a nice little flow to it. You can see it's creating some level of support here on the low of the pre-market. So I like the way this one's moving now. So let's mark down 161. Low of the pre-market, we'll mark down where it's at right now, 158.768. Don't know how long that's going to hold, but we'll mark that down there. If it loses that, we got a very clean level right here. I'm going to mark this one here from these 3 days. Very clean level. You got several days actually. All these days are opening and closing and bouncing off this 157.35. So that's a clean area. And then you have another one all the way down here around 155.43. So you got plenty of levels towards the bottom. Towards the top, guys, we have another area in here. I'm going to mark down 159.72. And then from there, you really have the high of the pre-market is probably the cleanest level because you can see this chop here. Not really anything too clean in here. The only reason I picked this 159.72 because you can see how this 179.52 has been the top of this range where look at all these days where it's just bouncing back from that. So somebody made it their business to make sure they sell off this thing at that 159.72, and then you can see when it finally breaks out of that, it comes right back, retests that, and then it breaks down and heads higher. So that 159.72 could be a good area to have either way the stock goes. Uber at the moment not doing much, guys. Again, daily had a great day yesterday. Right now it's really in indecision at the moment. Not great volume, opening up pretty flat. So I'm just going to remove this one for now until we see what happens at the open. GBX is again just pre-market action, just not looking great. Starting to pick up some volume here, trying to get over 100,000. It is down 9.2. I like the daily on this one, but the pre-market action is not great. So we'll mark some dailies over here, some levels 27.58, 27.50 low of the pre-market. Very clean level at 27 if we can lose the low of the pre-market. Towards the top, trying to see if I can find a clean level here. Seems very choppy in here, so this is when you have a hard time finding levels when you have all this chop. So really the next best level will be this one we have here, low of yesterday, and you got some moving averages also coming in around 29. So we'll mark down 29. That could be an area of possible resistance. Usually those whole dollar numbers are. So we'll mark that on there just because you got some moving averages right on there, right close to that level. A little lower. There we go. All right, guys. RBZ we looked at already. We have some levels set. I don't like the way these support lines look. I'm gonna redo them. Here we go. High of the pre-market 454. We got 473, and we have 491. All right, perfect. So let's see what RBZ is doing now. Again, it's got good volume, 700,000 shares traded right now, but it's getting really toppy here around 454. See a clear rejection, heading back down. It just seems like it's going to be choppy at least for the next couple of minutes into the open. All right, guys. We need to make this list a lot smaller. We got way too much. Let's pick the best out of the bunch. So TIGR. Again, this one has the volume, but it seemed choppy from the beginning. And right now also it's just getting pretty choppy in this area. So I do not like the way this one is trading. I might drop that one. MARN, same situation, just seems very choppy here. AMD, chop. Tesla's got a good daily, nothing fancy going on. CO, yeah, this one I'm gonna get rid of because it looks the worst out of the worst. Roku, we'll see. ADP, let's look at the pre-market action here. It's starting to get a little better, so I'll keep that one. GBX I'm gonna remove. Pre-market action looks pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got 6, and still out of these 6, there's a lot that do not look great, guys. So this kind of tells you what kind of day it's going to be. Great day to reduce your shares. Not trade full size, because when it's choppy, you want to give these stocks a little more room. So it's a great day to be able to do something like that. Let's see here. Get the 1 minute up here. Here we go. Just looking at MU also, again, just pretty choppy at the moment. It's been strong over the last couple of days, but not looking up too great right now. ADP, see if we can lose that low of the pre-market. Roku doesn't look great neither. Tesla, yeah, it's gonna be one of those days where my eyes are gonna be on the scanners as well, Norm. I mean, it's just not looking too good out here today.
Mine might be closed and on my pillow.
Exactly. It's one of those days, guys. Did we look at IQ? No, we could take a look at IQ. Let's see what IQ is doing. Anything else you guys see that looks great? Maybe on the daily, something that we can take a look at. So IQ right now, no volume, only 11,000 shares traded. It has been having a hell of a few days here. Great day. This was Friday, I believe, or Thursday. Friday, and then this was Monday. Yeah, so again, it's kind of had a big, nice pop here. Breaking out of this range. The daily, though, it's been nasty on IQ. Again, this is a stock that's very difficult to trade. You can see how choppy it is unless it has a clear day like this. But again, who knows what we're going to get out of this. Right now, it's not showing any indication that's going to be in play, opening up pretty flat and really no volume at the moment. Nike hit the scanners. Let's check what Nike's doing. NKE. Here we go. Yeah, again pretty much what we're seeing where everything else, so not much there. MTC's been on a tear the last couple of days, but right now not really doing much at the moment. So again, guys, this is the type of week we kind of expected. That was going to be very slow, and you could tell a lot of the stuff not really in play. It's a holiday week. It's a major holiday week, which falls right in the middle, so it kind of messes up. I'm sure some people are on vacation now, some people are going on vacation after, so it is causing a lot of this choppiness and lack of activity in the market for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and yesterday would have been the exact same thing had we not had the G20 trade talk news. So
right, agreed. It would have probably been the same. Absolutely. That definitely helped get some stuff moving. All right, anything else, guys? Anything else we have? Unit, yeah, I looked at Unit earlier, Alex. So the issue with Unit, again, right now, really no volume at all. And it had a drop yesterday. And this one doesn't move much, guys. We traded the stock before in the past. Again, unless it's really in play, it doesn't move a lot. It doesn't move a lot. Look at the daily chart, how choppy it is. Again, unless it's clearly in play. And look at these 2 days, it didn't really have significant volume, right? So it's very tough to, this probably was a slow mover all day type of thing, which is very difficult to trade when it does that, opposed to like a day like here where you have some volume and you have a nice clean drop. So again, just not an easy one to trade, but today definitely not in play. All right, guys. Andrew is getting ready to log on. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Andrew. Norman, I'm going to hand it off to him now. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, guys. Take care. Trade safe. And remember, it's one of those days where you want to be patient, be cautious, reduce your size if something doesn't look too great or if it looks a little choppy. Take care, guys. Trade safe.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Trade safe.